Most people think fasting is simple. It just means not eating, right? But there are so many little factors that can trigger a metabolic or insulin response, and that can completely throw you off. We need to look at the most common mistakes people make when fasting, so we can really get the biggest benefits from it. In this video, I'm going to give you the 5 most common fasting mistakes people make. By the end of this lesson, you'll know what does and does not count as a clean fast, and how to make fasting feel easier. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want more clear, science-based explanations like this. Now, let's get started. The first common fasting mistake is not getting enough of healthy foods in. It sounds obvious, but it's one of the biggest problems people have. Your stomach has something called distensibility. It's a bit like a muscle. It shrinks and expands, depending on how much you eat. If you eat often and eat more, your stomach expands and expects that. But when you fast, it goes for long periods without food and shrinks. This sounds good for calorie control, but it creates a problem when you break your fast. That's because people will usually go for the foods that taste good first, the convenient fast foods that are hyper-palatable. So you pick something dense or heavy and fill up fast, like pasta or bread and biscuits. Then you have no room left for the nutritious foods like vegetables. You feel full, but you haven't really nourished yourself. This simple mistake affects a lot of people who practice fasting. You can try to avoid junk food after fasting, but that's easier said than done. So my suggestion is, during your eating window, focus on higher fat, nutrient-rich foods. That helps you reach your calorie needs and stay nourished. Fats are more calorie-dense and take up less space, so you can eat enough without feeling stuffed and still fit in your veggies. Use this simple formula. Fiber first, then protein and fats, then carbs. For example, chicken or tofu salad with olive oil, plus a small serving of rice or potatoes, or steamed vegetables with salmon, plus quinoa. The order in which you eat your meal post a fast is just as important as the ingredients you are eating. Making sure you break your fast with veggies, proteins and fats in this order will help prevent a glycemic spike, and will gently break your fast without throwing you into a glucose roller coaster and make you feel hungry again 30 minutes later. Alright, let's move on to the second mistake. This one is about the hidden calories you add to your coffee and teas. Many people think adding a bit of milk or creamer doesn't count as food, but anything with calories breaks your fast. Even half a tablespoon of almond milk with only 12 calories still triggers a response. Fasting means not eating anything that triggers a metabolic or glycemic response. So, anytime you consume calories or something that causes a reaction, you stop burning stored energy and go back to using food energy. We don't want that during the fasting period. So keep your coffee and tea plain. No milk, no creamer, no calories. Fasting means fasting. Eating means eating. Which leads to mistake number 3. This one is consuming branched-chain amino acids during your fast. Let's look at a study from 2011 to make sense of it. Researchers took a group of young men and tested their blood during fasting. They measured amino acids' energy use and insulin levels. On the first day, they fasted normally, with blood readings taken each hour for 7 hours. Then, a few days later, they repeated it, but this time took 5 grams of branched-chain amino acids. The results showed insulin spikes during the day after taking the amino acids, so even though the spike was small, it still broke the fast. Many people argue it's too small to matter, but fasting is black and white. If insulin goes up, the fast is broken. You've basically restarted your fast as soon as you take the amino acids. So, avoid branched-chain amino acid supplements during fasting if your goal is clean fasting. Now let's go to mistake number 4. Not drinking enough water. It sounds simple, but it's very important. Fasting promotes something called cell apoptosis. Cell apoptosis is a process of controlled cellular death and recycling. It sounds like a bad thing because it includes cell death. But it's actually helpful when it happens in the right context. When you're fasting, you're not busy digesting food. So your body can focus on breaking down and recycling old or damaged cells. It clears out the cells it doesn't need, and then your body processes that waste so you can excrete it. But if you're not well hydrated, you can't flush those toxins efficiently, so you end up doing more harm than good. Your body is essentially clearing out bad cells and recycling them. But without enough water, it can't move that waste out properly. Now add another layer to this. When you're fasting, you burn more fat for fuel. And fat is where many toxins can be stored. So as you burn fat, you may release more of those toxins. If you're not drinking enough water, you can't process them well through the liver, and you can't excrete them efficiently, so they can circulate and make you feel worse. So yes, fasting can actually set you back if you're not hydrated properly. Let this be a rule, that you drink more water when you're fasting than when you are not. And this connects to the final mistake, number 5. Not getting enough minerals. Minerals like salt, magnesium and potassium are essential during fasting. They don't have calories, but they keep your cells and brain working properly. If you drink extra water while fasting, you lose more minerals, and if you don't replace them, your body can't function well. Sodium especially helps your cells absorb water and move nutrients and waste. A little salt in your water can make a big difference. Try adding about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon to your water jug each day. What this is going to do is it's going to allow the cell to become more permeable. It helps create an isotonic state where the cell has enough sodium. That sodium helps draw in additional water. This causes the cell membrane to expand slightly and become more permeable. A permeable membrane means nutrients and toxins can move in and out more easily. It's like opening a revolving door so the cell can function properly. It can take in what it needs and move waste out. That supports detoxification and helps you maintain hydration. So if you get those minerals during fasting, it helps that whole process occur. So make sure you're taking these 5 things into account. Next time you try a fast, here's a quick recap of what we covered today. 1. Not eating enough nutrient-dense food during your eating window. 2. Adding milk or other liquid calories to coffee and tea during the fast. 3. Taking branched-chain amino acid supplements during the fast. 4. Not drinking enough water. 5. Not getting enough minerals like sodium, magnesium, and potassium. Add electrolytes to your water. Just make sure it has no added or hidden sugars. Now, if you're pregnant, have a history of eating disorders, or you're on diabetes or blood pressure medication, talk to a clinician before fasting. As always, I hope this video helped you on your journey. Thank you for watching and for supporting this channel. If you'd like more lessons like this, remember to subscribe and feel free to share in the comments what topics you'd like to explore next. Now keep the lessons going with the next video. I'll see you back here for the next lesson at Longevity School.